start our journey, we're going to end up going to West Africa. We have some West African drums here and a great ensemble that's going to talk you through a little bit about West African drumming, as well as show you an example of expression and communication. So.
Yes, hello, greetings. I am Mr. Dominic, and, well, maybe I should come up here. I told him I didn't mind walking up to the microphone, so I'm walking up to the microphone. Wonderful, yes, greetings. So drumming is good for your health. You get cardiovascular movement, lymph movement, and you're connecting with the elements of the drums. So I'd like to come back to my seat here so that I can explain these drums. So we're panning back to this one. So these are West African drums. If you could pull up the West African map so people can see what part of Africa we're talking about. The rhythm that we played comes from Mali, which is kind of like in the middle. We have two different types of drums. Coming back to the drums, we have the djembe drum, which is the drum that I'm playing here. No, back to the camera. Here we go. This is a djembe drum. And it's kind of like it's a goblet-shaped drum. Actually, I'll just point over here. Right here, it's a goblet-type shaped drum. And it gives it certain sound characteristics. So what we do here at BTU Arts is we teach our students the history and the some of the rhythms that we learn, what part of West Africa they came from. The rhythm that we played lambon is from Mali. It's an old ancient rhythm from the ancient kingdom of Mali, and these drums go back hundreds, if not thousands, of years back. And so that rhythm is a rhythm that's played by the griot people, and we explain the functions and purposes of these different peoples that are kind of like within a realm of service. Is what I would say. So it's like a service. So providing this and playing these rhythms is sort of like a service that's provided to the community. And we teach that to our students. Now, if we could pull up the hand map, I'll give you a little insight of how we teach the children how to play these instruments, and how to do it the correct way so that they're not injuring themselves. So if you look at the top left, you can see that the different parts of the hands that we kind of map out to correlate with the circle on the right. It looks like a donut. So we look at the top of the djembe like when we cut the earth in half. We have the core in the middle, the mantle is next, and then the crust is on the outside. So we correlate those positions of the drum to get the specific sounds, which you can see underneath is we have a T for tone, a B for bass, and an S for slap. And then we have our different rhythmic, our different groupings for lamban. For example, we had 2 different djembe patterns going. The students learned those. We have a program that really teaches a lot of the different rhythms that come out of West Africa. Specifically, most of the rhythms that we learn are from Guinea, because my teacher, the most that I've learned of West African music was through a teacher from Guinea, and it's really a wonderful opportunity as well to share history and truth about peoples who we normally don't get to learn and understand as young students. It's very uplifting, multiculturally uplifting to play these drums and for them to realize that, you know, we're not just playing these drums to play. We're playing these drums to raise the vibration and to raise the vibrational spirit of our community and for our society in general. So. Really a wonderful opportunity, and I thank Mr. Shepard greatly for including me. And yes, thank you very much. So, one of the things too is we learned a very important aesthetic in African art, and that's the idea of call and response. So, if you listen to the rhythm when we're playing it. This drum and the larger drum right here that Miss Heather's playing, these are the dununs. Oh yeah, so these are djembes, and what Miss Heather's playing here are dununs, and there's another dunun here that Mr. Sam's playing. He has a bell on there, so this is a family of drums as well, and traditionally they're played like this with the bell, but we're a small and humble group, and we're making it work. That's part of being a percussionist as well, is making things work. Because sometimes things may not work and we have to make them work. So we're making it work here. So here's an example of call and response. I'm going to make a call on this drum to start the rhythm. I'm going to use that same call to end the rhythm. And while we're playing the rhythm, if you listen to the dialogue between this drum and the larger drum. Okay? So let me try that.
very much. Could we have a hand for Mr. Dominic on the West African drums?
President.
All right, so welcome back. I know that we had a couple difficulties a little earlier, so I'm gonna do a brief intro again. We're gonna keep moving along. My name is Benwar Shepard, Director of Bigger Than Us Arts. We're here today to bring you some information about various styles of music, as well as give you some ideas of kind of how to deal with current times. Because I've already said this, I'm gonna sum this up a little bit quicker than normal. Look, I know it's COVID, I know it's different, we don't get to see each other, and that's a big part of who we are, but the underlying moral of this time is that we can still create, we can still express ourselves, even when we're confined, and it's been something that's been used kind of throughout time. The example we had right now was the West African drums. So the drums were used all through, after all the time, for so many things, communication, rituals, all those things. These cultures use them to help deal, just as we must learn to use our expressional tools as a way to kind of cope with what we're doing. So that's what we're doing here. So for those of you that did kind of just get here. So we're going to be bouncing through various styles. Of course, that was West African drumming. In a little while, we're going to talk a little bit about the blues. So as musicians come get ready for that, I want to see if the chat is working. So I know people are participating in different ways. If you are in the camera, feel free to give a wave. If you're in the chat, let's see. I'm curious, give me 2 types of music that you like. It's hard to say, hey, name your favorite type of music. So give me 2 types of music that you think you may like at all. It doesn't have to be a favorite, anything. For example, me, I'm a hip hop fan and jazz. Those are the 2 things I'm probably listening to most right now. Let's see, Adrian, I see you, jazz and rap, thank you. Let's see, also, I see Ahmad, I like pop and hip hop, thank you very much. Brooklyn, I see you. James, rock and metal, thank you very much. There's a Jacqueline, jazz and hip hop. I appreciate you guys participating any way that you can. It means a lot kind of for us. So, now with no further ado, I'm going to put us to Mr. Sterling Kotza, who's right here, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about blues and jazz as well. So, as we get that situated, I will go ahead and take a couple more comments in the chat while we get that ready. Free form jazz. Thank you, Aiden. I appreciate that. I like that.
Free form jazz, all right.
I will scoot out the way and let Mr. Sterling Kotza go ahead and take over.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey everybody, my name's Sterling. I'm here today to talk to you about the blues. Now I'm a jazz pianist primarily, so knowing the blues is really important as a jazz musician because that is where jazz finds its roots. And it's important to know that the blues has made its way into all types of music. We talked about some hip hop, some jazz, even some free form jazz. And guess what? All that music was born out of the blues. It's one of the oldest forms of expression that we have in America, of musical expression. And so the blues finds its roots in plantations in the South. It was born out of slave songs. When slaves were brought over from Africa. So it's interesting, we were hearing some African drumming, and interestingly enough, jazz was born out of blues and African drumming and the combination of the 2. So in talking about the blues, it's important to know where it comes from. And after it came over into the plantations, it made its way into the Mississippi Delta, and the music was transported up to larger cities such as St. Louis, Chicago, and Kansas City. And as the country grew and as time went on, the blues kind of transformed in each of those cities, and each of the cities sort of gained their own individual sound. The blues in Chicago might sound different than the blues in St. Louis. And that's the beauty of the art form. It morphed and transformed over time. So today I'm going to play you a song called the St. Louis Blues. And in a second, I'm going to have my friend Aaron join me. But first, I'll just give you an idea of what this blues sounds like. So I got my piano here. All right. So this is the St. Louis Blues. sample of the St. Louis Blues, an old tune written by W.C. Handy around the turn of the century. So when we talk about the blues, it has many different meanings. The blues can be a feeling, the blues can be a genre, but also a form. And a blues form is 12 bars and usually has 3 ideas. One main idea, a repetition of that idea, and then a new idea. Now we can express ourselves within that form of the blues, and the main idea that people use to express themselves, back in the roots in the slave songs, they would be using call and response, which is when you have an idea and you respond with maybe the same idea or a different idea. And that's where we have the idea of improvisation. So one of my favorite things about jazz is getting to improvise and create my own ideas and to bounce ideas off of friends. So I got my friend Aaron here. If we can get the camera on Aaron with his trumpet, maybe he can, let's see. So Aaron is a jazz trumpet player, and he is definitely no stranger to the blues. Maybe if we could have both of us. We'll be playing here in a second. So Aaron and I are going to do some call and response. So what that means is we're going to play this blues, both of us together, and I'm going to put out an idea, and Aaron is going to come up with the response, and it's going to be completely original. So both of us will be playing here. And here we go. We're going to play the St. Louis Blues with a little bit of call and response. Here we go. Taste of the blues today. Hope you all enjoyed.
All right, can we have a hand for Mr. Sterling Cosign and Aaron Smith on the trumpet? All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that lesson and that time. I'll let the band go ahead and move themselves back on. All right, so welcome back. Now, got our first instrument question for the day. Aaron, for a second. Come here for a second. So the instrument that Aaron's playing, could you hold that instrument up, please, for us? This wonderful, lovely instrument here has a number of 3 different valves and a bell. I know some of you may know this question, may be an easy question, but the instrument that Mr. Aaron Smith is playing, what is the name of that instrument? You can put it in the chat. Let me know, seeing how many amazing musicians we may have in here. Oh, okay, yeah, we're all too brilliant. My bad, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you with the question. So yes, that is the trumpet. It is a brass instrument. You'll see various examples of that. Now, actually, speaking of instruments, in a little while, we'll start going through a few more as soon as our other brass player gets back. So, all right, while we're moving along, I have a question for you. Now, before I ask that question, I want us to think of something first. Now, we all use music in different ways. Sometimes we use it to make ourselves feel better. Sometimes we use it to calm ourselves down. So we all have a song that makes us happy, like that just makes you smile. take a second to think about it. When you think of a song that makes you move your neck a little bit, that your foot moves to it. It's something that makes you feel good. That song, if you think of it, go ahead and put it in the chat. Myself, I'm a huge New Orleans brass band fan, so any New Orleans second line stuff, it changes the way I feel. I start to dance and move. It's something about it. So if you're not sure what the name of that song is for you, hey, take the time to write it down. It's imperative. It will help you. It helps me. It helps all of us kind of deal. You know, those gems are real for us. So want to make sure that we are trying to arm you guys with some of that stuff. So One Direction, Lovely Day, Bill Withers. Thank you. That is a great song. Love it. Cold, Cold, Cold by Cage the Elephant. Thank you. Let's see, what else is there? Three Little Birds by Bob Marley. See, great examples. Thank you guys for sharing and participating as well. If you don't have some songs, hey, there's a lot of recommendations. Everybody has brilliance in them. We all have good ideas. In a space like this, where we have so many people on, if you can't think of a song that makes you feel good, take it from some of our friends in the chat and just try a few things, all right? It's the control we have now. So, all right, so with that, I'm going to switch us gears a little bit. We're going to have Miss Alicia Hall sing a song and talk a little bit for us. We're going to go into spirituals.
How y'all doing out there? My name is Alicia Huff. I am the choir director or choir teacher alongside of Mr. Benwar Shepard at BTU Arts. The next genre we'll be going into is a form, they're called spirituals. Spirituals were used to explain where we were going, where we were at, how we were going to get there, when we were going to get there, and it was just a way we were able to express ourselves even more musically. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Who's that over there looking at me, coming forth to carry me home? A band of angels looking for me, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home.
Thank you so much, Alicia Hall, everybody. All right, so hope you enjoyed that. Again, just another example of how and why we use music to kind of deal. Now, so far, I have been saying mostly music. That's not really fair. So at this point, I'm going to ask you another question. What ways do you what ways do you use to express yourself? Whether it's dance, whether it's painting, whether it's drawing, whether it's cooking, whether it's, talking. If you're a social person, I count social interaction as an art myself. So what ways work for you? Of course, I'm a music guy. The dancing, I wish I can't help it. Like music will play and it'll just start. My body will realize it's doing it after. So a lot of us have that one as well. So let's see, drawing. Okay. Dancing and drawing, running, that's a good one. Photography, performing music and writing, talking, culinary arts and drawing. Thank you so much for you guys for sharing. Really appreciate that. So we're gonna keep moving on down. I'm gonna talk about another instrument. So as soon as we get our friend over here, Mr. Miguel Sendez, he's going to demonstrate some instruments for us very briefly. But before we go into that, can we put up a link to the survey real quick? So there is a very short survey. We're going to put the link there, I believe, in the chat or so. Yep, it's going to be in the chat. It's just a few questions, nothing too long, real short. We're doing it just to get a little bit of information about you so we can talk about how we're the same and how you're different. If you don't feel like doing it, hey, don't do it. You're the boss of yourself. We can't make you do anything. I totally understand. And I don't want to waste your time doing things that you don't think are valuable. I understand. I get it. So I understand either way. Mr. Miguel, can you come out here, please, and bring that lovely instrument with you, the one that goes like that. I don't want to say the name. I don't want to. So, can you hold this wonderful instrument up, please, and demonstrate for them? All right. This is a lovely brass instrument. It does not have valves. It has this moving mechanism that they call a slide. Can you play a couple notes for that really quick, and I'll just scoot myself over. Thank you very much. All right, so he's going to switch and get another instrument out over here for us. I think I asked some of you guys to write what instrument that was. Don't do that. Do the survey. I'll tell you. That's a trombone, in case you were unaware. So far, we've talked about a few different instruments. We've talked about the djembe, the West African drum. We've talked about the doon-doons. We've talked about the trumpet a little bit. And we just had a demonstration of the wonderful world of trombone. So, very shortly, we're going to move ourselves over to the low brass. Actually, let's see. We'll do that. Let's do that. So, Miguel's going to bring another instrument over here for us, the one on the ground. He'll play a couple notes. I will tell you, this instrument here, I'll let you guess. Play a couple notes for him real quick. I'll see if you guess, and then I'll tell you an answer in a second. What should I play? Bass line. I'm sorry, we got warmed up a little bit. So, that is the tuba. Am I picking up that one right there? That is a tuba. It is the base of the brass world. It's a wonderful instrument. Only brilliant individuals play this instrument. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me see. I play the tuba. I'm sorry. I'm not that full of myself, I promise. But it's a fun instrument to play. You guys know tuba for a lot of different ways. You hear them in some music, but most of you don't know tuba as much as you might know its cousin, the sousaphone. Now, this is just a marching tuba. It's the same mechanism itself. It just goes on your shoulder. That was made by a guy named John Philip Sousa. He was the marching king of the U.S. way back in the day. So this has become a regular part of our culture. You see it in parades. You see it in football games. So I'll let Mr. Miguel play a couple notes on that. The rest of the band back out. We're going to take us to swing in a second. So we've talked through a couple instruments already. We talked through trumpet and trombone. We didn't mention piano, but Sterling back here did a great job. He's a phenomenal piano player. So we're going to get into jazz for a little while. And now we're going to talk about solo. Now, in jazz settings, instruments will take turns playing by themselves, along with rhythm section. A solo in a jazz sense does not mean you're actually playing completely by yourself. It means that you are the main person that is playing along with drums, bass, and piano. So here in the setting, instruments take turns soloing. I'm going to need your help on something now because I need you to help me pick the order of soloists. So the trumpet, the trombone, and the piano will solo in this song. a little bit. This song we're gonna play is called "It Don't Mean a Thing." If it ain't got that swing, you guys will know it once you hear it. You hear it everywhere. It's been in a million commercials. It's another one that's been
Target.
embedded in our brains for a while. So, all right. So, trombone, trumpet, or piano. I'm gonna go to the chat. I'm gonna see what I get the most response for. Which one of those instruments should be the first one to solo once we get the solos? Let's see. I see piano, trumpet, piano, trombone. I'm taking a few. Give me a few more responses. All right, first one looks like it's gonna end up being trombone. It looks like what's gonna end up being. Oh, piano last minute. Oh.
Somebody just say.
So, appreciate your enthusiasm. Piano will be the first solo. All right, now we're on the second solo. Thank you, sir. Now, will it be trombone or trumpet for the second solo? What we got? I see trombone, 3 trombones, 4 trombones. That's enough trombones. Great. All right, so we'll have piano soloing, then trombone will solo, and then trumpet will solo. Okay. By the way, the vocalist Alicia will be singing the melody.
Hi.
We normally don't consider that a solo. We consider it kind of the melody. Mm-hmm. We're not gonna make her scat solo right
Please
now.
do not.
That
was not in rehearsal.
So, all right, the next tune that you'll be hearing, and hopefully you enjoy, will be Don't Mean a Thing, if it ain't got that swing.
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do I? It don't mean a thing. All you got to do is swing. Do I? It makes no difference if it's sweet or high. Just give that rhythm everything you got. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Hey, do I? All right, Sterling. Said it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do I, 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 do I. It don't mean a thing, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Oh, 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 do I, do I, do I, do I, do I. It makes no difference if it's sweet or high. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Hey, don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swinging. Do I, 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 do I. Say it with me. Do I, 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 do I. Last time. Do I, 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 do I. That was Mr. Aaron Smith on the trumpet, everybody.
Oh, man. I don't know how that feels to you guys, but it feels great to us. We're here dancing, we're here moving, which is, if you're home and you got some room, hey, move. Move. Take the time to do that. It's how we deal. We just forget because we're sitting in these chairs looking at these screens. But don't forget, we are all innately musical. It's a human trait. It's something that separates us from animals. It's defined. It's not a question. It's fact. We are all innately musical, so that we just have to not deny it. So sing, play, dance. I mean, swing. Woo! Swing. Swing was really, it was just as much about the dance as it was the music. Because people knew back then we didn't separate it. And we still don't now. That's why when you listen to music, if it's real good, something will move. Like you can't, it's involuntary. It's just we naturally do it. So use it for your benefit. Use it to cope. Use it to deal. We can't control what happens outside our house. We can't even control what happens in our homes. But we can control our minds and how we feel. So don't forget, use the music. It's there. If it's not music, use art. It's there. It's vital, okay? We were given these tools. So I know I'm going to repeat that a lot, because it's just important that we get that. All right, so, all right, with that said, are we still here? Are we still here? Let's see. If we are, give me the last artist that you listen to. By choice, okay? So if you listen to a song that your older brother put on or your sister put on, don't put that song or the artist. Put the artist that you listen to. I don't care about the song. You can say a rapper, Frank Sinatra, John Legend. Thank you. Again, by choice, okay? Please don't let your parents' song be yours. Don't let your brother's song be yours. Your song, okay? So take a second, think about it. All right, see, BTS, Rhythm Clash from this. Okay, I like it. Blackpink, Thundercat, hey, okay. Toby Niguez, is that how you say his name? He's one I've been listening to recently that is just, whoo, I'm a big fan. So, appreciate you guys sharing. Again, those who are having trouble finding ideas, take them from our friends in the chat. We're here to help each other figure it out. All right, so we're going to switch to the style of rock and roll. And we're going to have Alicia go ahead and introduce this song.
Hey. So this next style is rock and roll. And we're going to be performing a song by the name of Hound Dog. It was written by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller all the way back in 1952. First performed by Big Mama Thornton. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't never had a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. I heard you was high class, that was just a lie. I heard you was high class, that was just a lie. Well, you ain't never had no rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. All the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog crying all the time. Well, you ain't never had a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine.
Keep moving along. So now we've talked about a lot of different styles of music. I'm gonna recap really quick if you don't mind. So starting in West Africa, went through djembe's dunes. Then we went to blues, piano and trumpet. Then we went to jazz. We had some trombone and some trumpet and some piano solos. And we just ended with rock and roll. Now, true rock and roll, I know we're missing guitars, so those who are real enthusiasts, you know, I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. We'll work it out for next time, okay? So, but now we're going to turn a little more to today and begin this dialogue really about hip hop and the role of kind of MC and where we are now. Now, all these things are connected, but hip hop didn't start on its own. It was built on all of these other concepts that kind of led us to now. And so now we're talking about that. Now, it's hard. They don't really teach it in schools the same way they teach band, or at least they didn't. There's more things and more products available for you now than we've had before. In a second, we're going to cue up a video of a program called Soundtrap. And what that is, it's an online production tool. So there are young students all over the place that are learning kind of how to do this whenever you get ready. And that's just how you combine loops, how you make beats themselves, whether you record, you sing, and you rap. All you guys have ever needed was just a chance to do so. So, and some of you might have done so already. If any of you have done GarageBand before, or let's see,
Logic.
Thank you, Logic, appreciate it. Logic or Reason or any of those programs, go ahead and put them in the chat. Fruity Loops, Soundtrap, any of those. If you've done any of those, go ahead and throw them in there. If not, you can always kind of check those out. So, in a second, they're going to show you a mini clip, and I'm going to talk over that clip. So they can go to whenever. Look, making music is not that hard. It's one step at a time. If you look at the screen here, you see all we're doing is clicking and adding loops. When you just combine sounds, you end up creating music. And so all it takes is a few clicks, really, and some time to figure out how to do that. You can go ahead and kill that now. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and move the band out and bring out a wonderful MC called Justin Self Brown. He's going to come out a little bit, and we're going to give you some of the hip-hop style to a tune they call Electric. So, man, go ahead and start rocking. He'll come out and talk a little bit.
Peace, hello everyone. My name is Self. We on to the art form of rap, hip hop, which is free form expression. Through the years and decades, we speak what is going on right now in the world, and we call that rap. We call that hip hop. We call that beauty. So for now, I'm gonna kick some stuff for y'all. Alright. Yeah. Let's go Don't put the world on your back, because you're stronger like that. Baby, put more words, lace them on the track. Band in my back, living so good. Living around the way I done stood. I feel it for the way that I slide. Got the instruments feeling fly. Standing up, 6'5". Lotion on my skin, don't ask why. I feel good, I feel great. I put it all in with the check in the date. With the whole band, hopefully y'all can relate to the game. Virtual all the whole thing. My name is Self with the name. My name is Self with the name. To bring it back, a little bit of flow, just relax. I like it like that. I like it like that. Yo, I only get a clue. Rockin' with the BTU, whole band, home fun so live. Looking at the way how I live so fly. This is your moment to keep it going. I can keep it rolling if you really need to. And understand what I see through. You are what you dream to. Whether it be a king or a queen, you can be anything you see. Or maybe dream. It's all in the music it seems. 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 Just relax. Express yourself. Have a good time. Just express yourself. Have a good time. Just express yourself. Have a good time. Just express yourself. Have a good time like that. And it feel good. I pray all y'all doing good out there in the world. Keep your spirit strong and believe in you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Justin Self Brown, everybody. Make sure you give it up, please. All right, so I know we took you a nice little journey, a little around a little bit, but hope you guys enjoyed this time. I do want to do another recap because I know there's all these bands are here. We're bringing this music, but we bring it for you. Okay, we're here to remind you through our lives, through the crafts that we've taken the time to build throughout time, that we're here to remind you that, hey, it's here. Use it. It's for you. It's saved all of us. The arts have saved all of our lives. This is not an exaggeration by any means at all. If you need somewhere to dig, if you need somewhere to look, if you need something to do, look inside of you, find this craft and begin to develop it. That if you're a youth, people are excited to help you. Once you're grown, they don't care. So get out there and be somebody. You're on your own. But as a child, which is youth is below 25. Just so it's said, so you know, I apologize to anybody that's under that age that thinks they're grown yet. Our minds haven't even fully developed yet at that point in time. So the journey through adulthood, it's a long one. So if you're 18, you're like, I don't need this, you need it. I need it. Okay, so hopefully that makes some kind of sense. All right, those in the chat. We heard quite a few songs. If you remember any of the music, I'm curious on what tune or what music, what style that you like the best so far today. If you like the West African drummer, you can put that. If you like the swing, you can put that. Rock and roll, hound dog, you can put the electric relaxation we just did, or the spiritual, any of those, you can go ahead and throw it in the chat and you can let us know kind of what we think, or what you think, sorry. All right, so I know before we go, I want us to do some more playing, so we might as well get the band back out here. So the thing about having musicians is that sometimes we know what we're gonna do, and sometimes we don't. So we have a little bit of time left. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't offer time for any questions. We have a lot of musicians up here, a lot of opinions, a lot of life experience here that you can ask from. Before we do that, I do want to show, can you show the schedule really quick? And then I'll go ahead and bring the musicians out so that they're ready to rock on something. Something, we'll figure that out. So, no. All right, well, if we can't get that up, what I'm trying to say is there are all these styles. Find one you like, learn about it. BTU Arts, we just got a large grant from the City of Sacramento, CARES grant, to provide arts education online for students throughout Sacramento. What we're doing is we are teaching ensembles a couple days a week. That means different bands. The bands that we're doing are rock band, jazz, hip hop ensemble, brass ensemble. You can shoot us some information. You'll get that schedule if you're interested. We're also doing production classes. A lot of stuff is free. We're just trying to give you the tools to deal with this time in COVID. So use that. All right, if you have any questions for any of us on stage, you may come up. Let's go play electric real quick, and let's do introductions. I forgot I didn't really introduce the band. So, as we play, I'm gonna go start with the horns on the trumpet over here, and I can scoot myself over if I should. I don't know. Mr. Aaron Smith on the trumpet. Let's play a couple quick notes real quick.
We in the building, what you gonna do? Mic check, what you want to?
I started acting like this is more than the habits and contradictions. The rapping had me breathing, feeling asthma. Call it going crazy when you seeking up affection, connection. It's all a little bit of discussion, it seems, and I dream. I put it all into the world, I guess. Looking at the way and we living in the West, I guess. We so fresh. Peace, y'all.
Have a good time. Be safe. Until the next time.